So it's a new year and you've decided that you want to find love again. This is brilliant. But how do you go about finding love this new year? This is exactly what I'm going to talk to you about. So let's map out a blueprint for you. First things first is you need to make peace with your past. And I mean your past relationship. That relationship that you had such high hopes for, all the vision for the future that you shared. It's hard to let go. And you're thinking, is it really over? What if we come back together someday? These thoughts are only going to keep you stuck in the past. You need to move into a state of acceptance. That ship has sailed. That chapter is over. And it can be hard, because when you're in a relationship with a person, you form a shared identity. And, that shared identity is rooted in all the plans that you have together. And when all of a sudden that identity is shattered, it can be tough to move forward. But this is something you absolutely have to commit to. You have to commit to acceptance so that you can step into the future, okay? You don't want to be in a state of inertia because of the past. Thank God that old situation is over because now you have a fresh canvas. This is a fresh opportunity. This is a fresh start. Okay? Now, when you're trying to make peace with the past, sometimes your mind will start playing tricks on you. It will start reminding you of all the beautiful moments. Oh, it feels so euphoric. All the experiences you shared. But you need to work against this by remembering all the bad times, all the bad things, because I'm sure if you look back at that situation, there are probably things that you didn't really like. Maybe it was how you acted. Maybe it was how your partner acted. Maybe there was just a general funk in the relationship and it didn't feel good. If you look back objectively, you'll be able to identify that. There is a reason that situation ended. There is a reason. If it was perfect, you would still be in it, but you're not, okay? If you're enjoying this video, please like, subscribe below. Let's get back into it. Okay, so you're accepting the past and you are working against your mind that is trying to remind you of all the good things. You're remembering the bad times. Now you want to identify any mistakes that you may have made so that you don't make those same mistakes, because as you're on this journey to finding love this new year, you want to put your best foot forward. But how can you put your best foot forward if you're making the same old mistakes? It's counterproductive, right? So identify areas where you went wrong so that you don't replay those same mistakes again. Now, the next step is to get clear on what you want from a partner. What do you want from a partner? What qualities do you need to see? One of my favorite authors in the book wrote that if you don't know where you're going, you might not like where you end up. If you don't know what qualities you want from a partner, then you might not like what you end up with. And the beautiful thing about getting clear on this is it will save you time. It will make the whole process straightforward, because when you come across a person that clearly can't give you what you need, then you can disqualify them, okay? Although some people can take this too far though. Some people will take this as, okay, I need to write down 100 qualities that I need to see in a partner. That's not very realistic. You want to be succinct and realistic. If you can think of 5 core qualities that are really important to you, that's a great place to start. Okay, so now you're clear on what you want. Now you have to just put yourself out there. Put yourself out there, whether that's using dating apps, whether that's asking friends and family for introductions, whether that's approaching people yourself in person, whatever it is, put yourself out there. Don't overthink it. Oh, but what if I meet the wrong person? And what if... Listen, there is no perfect choice. There is no perfect choice. And the truth is, if you don't put yourself out there, then you will never meet the right person. Okay? Now remember that as you're meeting people, it might take a few tries. So don't be discouraged if the first person you come in contact with is not the one, right? It may be the second or third or fourth person, but you have to have a positive mindset, right? Each no is taking you closer to a yes, and you're learning so much from each encounter. This is the way to think about it. Now, when you're meeting people, you want to seek to connect. A lot of people, they're looking for red flags, looking for reasons to disqualify a person. This is only going to work against you. Everybody has flaws. So if you're picking out a person's flaws, you're going to see them and they're going to be glaring. So seek to connect, seek to establish common ground. But here's the thing though, there are certain glaring, gaping red flags that you do not want to ignore. For example, a person who is violent or aggressive or unkind or impolite or doesn't make you feel good about yourself. You don't want to ignore that. I mean, why would you sign up for something like that, right? But seek to connect. Another challenge people have when they're putting themselves out there is like, oh, I'm not that interesting. I feel like my life is boring. I don't know what to talk about. Why would anybody be interested in me, right? Listen, a great way to be interesting is to be interested. Be interested in the other person. Activate your natural curiosity. Like you want to get to know this person. You want to understand their world. You want to understand their background. Or you're asking meaningful questions. You're engaged during the conversation. That's a way to be interesting, okay? But here's the flip side of that. If you're interested in the person and you're showing curiosity and this person is revealing themselves to you, also be open to their curiosity. You cannot be expecting a person to be open with you, tell you about themselves, but then when they start asking about you, all of a sudden you're being cagey. That's only going to work against you. It's counterproductive, okay? So be open. Now, taking the next step. When should you take the next step? 2 months? 6 months? 1 year? The reality is it's going to look different for everybody. But I would say once you feel like you've got a sufficient amount of information and comfortability, I feel comfortable with this person and we've been getting to know each other, then take that next step. Take that next step. Oh, but what if we break up? Oh, what if they cheat on me? What if this? What if that? What if this? Listen, nobody can control the future. Nobody can control the future, right? That is, again, a fear of failure in disguise. If you don't take that step, you will never know. And as far as, knowing all there is to know about a person, there's only so much you can learn about a person outside of a romantic relationship. When you take that next step, that's when you're going to see that person in totality. So it's in your interest to take that step, right? If you worry about, oh, what if something goes wrong or I fall out of love, they fall out of love, well, then you're never going to put yourself out there, okay? So now you have your blueprint. This is how you should approach your quest to find love this new year. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you would like me to help you on this path, on this journey to finding love, then you want to check out my Dream Relationship Toolkit. So it's a collection of 4 courses available on my website for $84, but you can access the toolkit today for free by clicking the link below. See you next time.